Well, hello. How are you? I hope all you guys are feeling good, or as good as can be expected. I haven't been doing too bad the last couple of days. I've been in a lot of pain, but that's really normal for me, which is really sad to say. But it hasn't been any worse than normal. It's just been kind of, consistent. So I like doing these chronic illness warrior videos. It gives me a chance to vent a little bit, to reach out to other people that are like me, chronically ill and or disabled. I am both. And as much as I hate the fact that there's others that have to go through the things that I'm going through, or even worse, it is nice to know that I'm not alone and I can reach out, and just feel connected to somebody, something, It's really lonely being chronically ill, and I know a lot of other people that are chronically ill have said the same thing. That's like the main thing that we all really agree on, is it is so lonely. Even if we do have a good support system, it still feels a bit lonely. Obviously, it's very important to have a support system, but yeah. So I guess, what was it? Last night in the middle of the night, I was scrolling Facebook and Instagram, and I came across this reel, and it was something about nostalgia. And it showed, like, in the 80s and 90s, my generation, when we were kids and stuff, it showed everybody playing on their bikes, playing with kids, Barbie dolls, having sleepovers, going to school dances and stuff like that. And then in the background, it had, like, laughter of children and light talking and stuff like that. Anyways, this was like 3:30 in the morning when I was watching this reel, and I was bawling like a baby. It literally took me straight back to my childhood. I had a really, really rough childhood. I had a father that was in and out of prison, jail and prison, and a mom who worked nonstop to try and provide for me and my 3 siblings and, our life. And it was really hard. So I had abandonment issues and a lot of loneliness back then already. So it's been an ongoing thing my entire life, really. My dad was really abusive. He was an addict, and he was really abusive to my mother and to all 4 of us kids. It's me, 2 sisters, and a brother. We did a lot of counseling and stuff, when we were kids, to help us through it and all that stuff. But I feel like I was almost too young to be doing the counseling. I couldn't grasp what the counselors, therapists, whoever, psychiatrists were actually telling me or wanting me to do. So it never really sunk in, and I just was very unsure of ways to try and heal myself. And still, at 41 years old, I am constantly researching ways to heal my body, my mind, my soul, all of it, because it's really, really important that I heal. I would like to be doing better, I don't want to just survive, I want to thrive. And I'm sure you do too. I'm sure you feel that way. I think everybody does, to some degree. I have a very, very traumatic past. I've had a very traumatic life, and some days I can't help but fall down into a rabbit hole and think about all of it and relive it over and over in my head. And I try, when I feel those coming on, I try to surround myself with positive things, with positive people, with anything that will bring me laughter, joy, anything like that. And for the most part, it does help. But there are some days where you're just, it's bad, right? I mean, you just go through it anyways. Like, you're just gonna fucking go through it because you just have to. But I am starting to learn or find the silver lining in it. Obviously, nobody wants to relive trauma over and over and over. I think that when I do have those days and I fall down the rabbit hole and I'm getting these images in my head and I smell things again, you know, PTSD can bring back, like if you smell something, you can just kind of go with it. It takes you right back. It's weird how it does that. I don't know. There's a science behind it, but it's very, very weird. Where was I going this way? I'm getting brain fog. I think that revisiting or reliving, not reliving the trauma. I'm just going to say revisiting it because it's not really reliving. But going back when you were a child or a teenager or whenever you had something traumatic or very hurtful, emotional, whatever it was, happen to you, going back and revisiting it just to try to process it in a new way can actually really help you heal. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but it's scientifically proven. It's real, you know. Revisiting it, if you bring it to the surface, you can deal with it and then heal from it. So that's kind of been my thing that I've been saying for a long time. I have to deal with it to heal from it, you know. And it rhymes, so I remember it because my brain doesn't want to remember much lately. So yeah, I don't always have crazy hair, I promise. I just got done baking cookies for my kids and my grandkids, and yeah. It's a little crazy. So that's kind of the silver lining that I found so far. I don't think there's a lot of silver linings in revisiting, you know, trauma and hurt and all that, but I had to find something because it just happens to me. It just does, you know. So I needed to find something to be like, it's okay. I revisited it because maybe there was a piece left of it that I didn't quite process. And now that it's in my head and in my vision and, you know, all this stuff, I can deal with it. I can see it all on this blank canvas. I can deal with it and heal from it, you know. My illness, actually, I'm going to say this, and this is scientifically proven as well. A lot of illnesses stem from traumatic events, especially childhood stuff. And sexual assaults and stuff like that. A lot of illnesses stem from that, especially like the illness that I have. Excuse me, I have a little bit of tics going on. I have functional neurological disorder, movement disorder, and just these random things, tics, Tourette's, you know, a lot of neurological stuff. And the way they explained it to me is like, my brain on camera is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no, you know, spots, no nothing. So, the shape of it, all that stuff, it looks to be good, but somewhere in the sending and receiving of the signals, somewhere in my central nervous system, it's getting fucked up, basically. And it's not sending and receiving properly. So, you know, one day I'll have spasms, or I'll have vocal tics or spasms, or I'll have vision issues, or I'll have walking issues where it looks like I'm intoxicated. So definitely a lot of neurological stuff. And excuse me. I apologize. I got tics going on right now. The other day I had one pretty bad, and I have when I sit back in bed, I have a wooden headboard, a really pretty one, and I spasmed and my head smacked the back of the board, and it was terrible. And I was like, that's it. I'm getting a fucking padded headboard because this thing hurts. So, okay, where was I going with this? I'm not quite sure. I completely lost where I was going with this. I'm sorry. I was talking about my neurological issues. Anyways, I think where I was headed is just mentioning that, especially with my disease and my illness, it stemmed from trauma and PTSD and prolonged anxiety and depression and all those things that just wreak havoc on your central nervous system. And so it's imperative that I learn to heal from the things that broke me. And that's what literally happened. I was broken. And I still consider myself broken, but I'm broken and the light is getting in and it's allowing me to see things and feel things that I've never seen or felt before. And it is healing me slowly but surely. And that's how I kind of look at it. I need to find the silver lining in things. I've always been that way. You know, the world is scary and negative, and with my life being as traumatic as it has been, I just have to find the silver lining in things. I have to find some positivity somewhere, anywhere that I can. It's what keeps me going, along with things that bring me joy and happiness, like my babies and my grandbabies, and music and art, and I really love horror stuff and comedy stuff, and just all of that. All of that really brings me joy. The point of this video, I guess, was to just maybe put the thought out there for you, or remind you that it's okay to revisit your past hurt times and your trauma and stuff like that, because I think it's your brain, your heart, your body's way of telling you, we need you to take a look at this again. You need to fully process it so that you can deal with it and heal from it. You know, there is a process to this. You can't just shove it way down or you're going to end up like me or worse. It truly brings disease if you don't do something about that hurt and that trauma and that anxiety and that depression and all of those things. It's very, very important to take care of yourself, to fix it. And you can fix it. There's nothing saying, you know, in science or whatever, that it can never be fixed ever, like you're just stuck with it. No, that's not the case. Anything can improve. I truly believe that. Even terminal patients, you know, there's been lots of cases where people were deemed terminal and given 6 months to live, and they lived 5 more years, or they lived 15 years, or they completely became not terminal and lived out the rest of their life. You just have to have hope, you know, and you got to put forth the effort too, is what I think. Especially us with chronic illness, we've really got to put a lot of effort in. And man, some days it is fucking hard. It really is. But it is so worth it to have those good days when we smile and we laugh and we sing and we dance and we hold our babies or our grandbabies or our fur babies. You know, we just take things in. We go for a drive, we go for a walk, we go for, I don't know, a trip in your mind on a meditation, whatever. You know, I do meditate a lot, so I kind of go out of this world when I meditate. But yeah, so my main thing was, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to revisit that trauma and that hurt, because there's a reason for it. You just need to look at it again and try to process what happened. Know that you're validated. Know that you are not alone, and you will get through this. Absolutely. You just got to keep going. And everybody around you needs to hang tight while we fight, because we're not giving up, because we are warriors and we have earned that fucking title. Literally, I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. I do have a few tattoos. It's like 7 or 8. It's more than a few, but I have several tattoos. There we go. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna get a really pretty warrior tattoo of some kind. I'm sure I'll design it because I'm an artist and I like to do that type of stuff. But yeah, so hang tight while we fight. You are gonna be okay, and I'm here if you need me. And yeah, Good days, bad days, whatever. I'm here for you, and let's stick together. Let's just keep going. Let's Thelma and Louise it. Let's keep going. Oh, well, I guess that's not the best analogy to use because we know how that ended. But by that, I meant let's stick together and keep fighting. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will hopefully see you next week sometime. Love you all. Take care.